What's up guys, and welcome back to another weekly market review. Today we're going to go over some forex trades, some equity trades, and see what's going on in the markets. There's some trades playing on the daily time frame, 4 hour and the 1 hour. We're going to go through a couple forex pairs and also equities. So without further ado, let's jump into the first trade. So the first one I have on my chart is GBPCHF on the daily time frame. You can see it's just coming down into our entry right now. You can see broke or previous support here. It's coming down into this major support, so waiting for price to go into a level here. That's the entry here. You can see the position tool marked up here. Might look a little different than you used to. Again, just a reminder that we changed the way strategy mode looks. You might see this change again over the next couple of weeks while we push some new updates out. This is what we have right now. We've heard, you do like the boxes, so, we'll see if that comes out in the future. But right now, this is what we have. So this got replaced with the boxes you saw previously. If you just click on the position tool, this box will come up. So this is your new BFT panel. Before BFT panel would be coming up here on this plus icon. If you click on that, you'll be able to open up the BFT panel. That's no longer available. So the BFT panel got replaced or is now directly on the chart. And if you have your bridge connected, you simply click on place 1, place 2, and that will place the trades onto your MetaTrader account. If you don't have the bridge installed, or maybe you're using a different account, maybe you're using a stockbroker, or maybe a different trading platform that we don't support, you can just copy these values over here and then put them into your trading platform. So this is the new position, or the new way to look at the trades. You're just gonna have this position tool on your chart. If you click on it, that's going to bring up your BFT panel. So this one is it's a swing, but you could say it's a BOC as well, just because we can see we broke this structure here. So this here was our broken structure. You can see we broke, now we're coming down for the retest, and then we're looking for the continuation up. So this is the trade we're looking for. You can say it's been kind of triggered once. That's kind of a debate we can go through if we have the time. Ideally, we want price to kind of go through, punch through this level, and then come back up. Those is kind of what we want to see on these levels. This one didn't quite go into that level, but you can argue that it did, because if you look at the wicks, it kind of lines up with this wick here. So again, that's it's a little subjective on those trades, but we do want the price to see come down all the way into this level and actually touch it. So this is GBPCHF. It's a long trade. It's going to be the first or second time, so it looks quite good. We'll see how this one plays out. Next up, we got CHFJPY. This is a short trade. This one has been repeated once. So you can see if we draw this out, this here was our first entry. We hit TP over here, and now we're coming up for the first entry. Again, if it's a repeated trade, probability will be lower, just because momentum can push price further up. But the second time is still okay. I would say for the third time, just to be a little more cautious, but the second time usually still works out fine, especially if you hit TP1, then you can always move to break even when that happens. And then if it does go further up, then you can always get out. So in this case, for example, let's say price does want to continue, right? So let's say we go up, we go into this level for short, and usually what happens is you'll get a kind of a small pullback anyway. So let's say the bulls are gaining strength. What you'll see a lot of times is a pullback for higher low. So this year you can see we had a double bottom here. So we can expect maybe a higher low here and then price to continue up. So looking at this chart, to be honest, because of this double bottom, you could expect TP1 and then it'll go through. Again, I don't have this magic ball to tell you exactly what's going to happen, but that's kind of what I see here. Just because of this double bottom, so price could continue going up a little more. It has been repeated, like I said. So this, the first BOC was here, so this was the break here, break, retest, continuation. Now going up for another trade. So we can definitely hit TP1 on this trade. TP2 we can still hit, just going to be a lower probability, just because of the strong double bottom that I see here on the daily chart. So here we have another trade on NZDJPY on the daily time frame, and you can see we broke this resistance over here. So this was a level of resistance previously. You can see it's been rejected here a couple of times, and then we finally got the breakout over here. And then what happened, we got the retest here, and now we're in a continuation. So if it does come back down, it will be a repeated trade. This is the second time coming down. On this trade though, it's a little different than the other one. So the other trade, we can see a double bottom. We can see it's been repeated. On this one, what we see is we can see it's been repeated, but we can see a really nice, good support here, really nice resistance here. We can see the break, and then hopefully coming down for another test, and then going up. So it's looking very bullish, which is good. You can see the global is expanding nicely, which is exactly what we want to see. So I think this trade is a little better than the previous one, but again, it's a repeated trade, so you want to be a little more cautious, but I think it still has a lot of potential. So next up, we got EURNZD on the 4 hour. So this is a 4-hour time frame trade. If you didn't know, we made some updates, so now you can access the 4-hour and the 1-hour trades on the lower time, or I would say you can access strategy mode trades on the 4-hour and the 1-hour now as well. If you're on pro, you can also access the 15-minute now. So this is one we have on the 4-hour. It has been repeated. As you know, the lower time frames trades, they do play out a little faster. So this one already played out once. So this, again, less probability. It played out once already. What I like to do in these scenarios is just kind of see how price reacts at these levels. So, let's say price comes up. I want to see what kind of rejection I can get here. If I see a good rejection, so let's say price goes up into that level and I see a rejection candle, a closed 4-hour rejection candle, then once I see that, then I'm going to place my entry. So if it's a repeated trade, that's kind of a safe way to play that if you want. If you don't have the time, of course, you can just set it up. And if it does go against you, then you can always move to break even and then get out on a retest. That's really kind of, I guess a more break-free method of trading where you're not attached to your chart all day. I have the time. I have that freedom, that lifestyle to do that. So I'm able to, kind of see how price reacts to those levels, wait for the candle to close, and then get in. Some of you might not have that. In that case, just set your limit orders, and then you can, wait for the entry. And I only do this for repeated trades. If it's a fresh trade, I'll just set it up and I'll forget about it. But if it's a repeated trade like this one, where you can see clearly, price broke this level here, went down, we got the break. This was the retest, and then we hit the TP here. So now it's coming back into that level for another time. So two things that can happen. So first, we can see a double top here and a rejection. Or what we can see is it'll break this previous high and then continue up. So those are the two scenarios we can see on EURNZD. Again, this is the 4-hour time frame. Like I said, if you do have some more experience and you want to avoid bad trades when they repeat it, just wait a little extra, more time. Wait for that 4-hour candle to close. See if you see a rejection at level. If yes, then you can set up the limit order. A lot of times when you get a 4-hour candle closing away from that level, you'll see it coming back up for retests and then going down. So, don't think that if you wait for the 4-hour candle to close, you're going to miss the trade. Sometimes you will, but a lot of times it'll come back up for the retest to grab liquidity, and then from there it'll go down. Next up on the list, we got Tesla. Very hyped up stock, but it's a very good stock. This actually looks like a pretty good opportunity. If we look at this level here, we can see a really nice break here previously. So this was a previous high. We broke that high. So we broke 500, which is awesome. 500 is also a very big psychological number. So the fact that we broke it means that buyers want to push price further up. So now what we want to see is we want to see a pullback into this level again to open more orders, grab more liquidity, get more volume, and then from there continue going up. So a TP1 is probably going to be on our previous high here, and then our TP2 is going to be over here. So those are going to be your two TPs. Again, looks like a pretty good trade in my opinion. So here we got the break, looking for the retest, and then the continuation up. So that's a trade on Tesla. We can see it's very bullish. We can see locals up, globals up. Everything we need for this trade aligns. This is a good trade to sell up. Next up, we got American Airlines, which is, I also find that one interesting because we're seeing, more people are starting to travel again. At least what I'm seeing from my kind of circle of friends, people are able to travel again. Not where I live, but in other countries. Sadly, I can't travel yet, but hopefully that day will come. But yeah, so more people are being open to traveling now, and we might see, some vaccines coming out. So, that'll probably get more people traveling too once that vaccine comes out, because then you can travel safely, or at least that's the opinion of many people. I don't know how that's going to play out. Again, we don't know, but I do know that people are starting to travel again. And I'm guessing that's why you see a little more volume coming into these stocks, and you can kind of see the trend changing again. So you can see we had this big, downtrend, of course, during, I guess the biggest one was during Corona when February started. So that was the biggest drop here. And we've kind of been accumulating on the stock. So you can see it's kind of been consolidating here on the support from basically all the way from July all the way up to October. So it's been accumulating. What accumulating is, it's basically a lot of people buying orders. So it's preparing for big move. So whenever you see consolidation, it's an accumulation for a big move. In some cases, it's a distribution for a big sell-off. So if you look at this year was a distribution for sell-off. So this was a consolidation for price to push down. So, you know, in this case on support, we're seeing accumulation, so we can expect price to rise. Again, we don't want to, you know, have these big hopes that's going to blow up into this new high. We want to be logical. We want to be conservative with these trades, right? So we're not going to be aiming for anything up here. We want to keep it very, really nice and smooth. Entry here on the support and getting out on the previous side. So that's all we need for these good trades. We don't need to aim for the moon. Those are more risky. You know, we can't predict those moves, but short-term trades like this are much easier to predict. So that's on American Airlines. Again, you know, what I just said about the travel and vaccine, that's just, you know, my kind of thinking. It's not nothing set in stone, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. So next up, last one we got on the list is Boeing, which also lines up very good with the airlines. This is a pretty short trade here on a daily time frame. It is repeated, so this would be a repeated trade as well. So we can see the first entry was on this candle here. This was the first entry. We want price to come back down, hit our buy order here, and then go up from there. So that's kind of the trade I'm seeing here. And of course, as you guys know, once you hit TP1, over here you move to break even to avoid getting stopped out and losing the trade. So once you hit TP1, feel free to move to break even on this trade. And of course, on all the other trades as well, not just on this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this week, guys. If you guys have questions, put them into the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer any comments you guys have. Make sure to join our community chat and share your trades there as well. You know, on the low time frame trades, like the 1 hour, 50 minute, and the 4 hour, you do need some more experience. And maybe you guys need some help to figure out, you know, if it's a good trade or not. Is this repeated? Is it not? Is it going to be a good trade to take? So if you have those questions for any of the trades, whether that's daily, the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15, make sure to send those into the community chat, into our global chat. If you don't have the link, make sure to check out the link in your week 2 or week 1 library. Yeah, there should be a link available there. If you don't see it, you know, send a comment. We can post the group in there as well. But that's basically where all of our traders hang out. So if you guys have questions, you can ask there, and we'll be able to help you guys and make sure you guys take really good trades. So if you have questions, put them into the comments or join the global chat. And I wish you guys a really good week. I'm excited to see how this week plays out. And we're going into December, right? So, you know, we're going to Christmas, the New Year. So there's going to be new things happening. There's also elections that will be, you know, coming final later this month in December. So that's also going to be bringing new volatility to the market. I'm sure we can expect some more vaccine news coming in over the next few weeks as well. I'm sure they're going to try to push something out just before the end of the year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this month plays out. In the past, me personally, if I look at over all of the years, December has been a slower month than usual, just because a lot of people are taking breaks. They're spending time with family. So overall, for me, it's been a little slower, just even with the volume in the market. But there's some years where December is really high volume. So this year, you know, I really don't know what to expect, to be honest, because we still got the elections, we got the pandemic, the coronavirus, and we also got, you know, other things like the vaccine news that kind of just randomly comes out and kind of, you know, pushes price into different directions. So a few things to play. Again, excited to see how this month goes, and excited to see what kind of trades you guys will be taking this month. Make sure to post those into the global chat, and if you guys have good results, make sure to let us know so we know how you guys are doing. All right, guys, my name is Patrick. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.